As a startup or company, what should be the first steps from the legal aspect?
I think it's important to start about legal issues and risks from the early stage. Probably the most important is making sure you own your idea, because startup is usually based on innovation, so something new that you bring in terms of technology, in terms of solving issues that people are having. So make sure that whatever you create, whether it's software, it's some, I don't know, unique new product, you have rights actually to use it and nobody else created it before. The same applies to the name. So if someone already has a trademark for it, then it means that you most likely would need to change and use something more unique. So try to be as unique as possible and do your due diligence. Make sure that nobody else created this before or like already patented, trademarked what you're trying to make, because then you might have a lot of troubles. Of course, also important to set up an entity and to make sure you have all of the corporate structures in place in the relevant markets. But also something you need to start thinking early about is data protection, because the moment you start processing customer information, and this can be as simple as their names, phone numbers, or emails, or it can be something more complex like their food preferences or their traffic data or their location, then you need to make sure you have all of the relevant safeguards in place, especially in Europe where the stakes are really high with the GDPR fines. So you can have like up to 4 million fine or even more depending on the revenue of your company. Talk to your data protection lawyers as well in advance, and you have all of the corporate structures in place. If you do any business with also outside of EU, so with entities in, I don't know, US, UK, for example, then you need to think about taxation as well, because then you start entering this cross-border space and the rules in other jurisdictions might be different. So in addition to taxation, you also need to think again about data protection. Is there any additional requirement in this country, especially in the US where different states have different rules? And same for intellectual property. Every new market would require you the new round of due diligence. So you would check the name, you would check the patents. Maybe again there's something that already exists in this market, so you would rather not step into this area, but choose some different jurisdiction.